I think libraries and librarians, there's sort of two veins of knowledge that already many libraries are developing, but we also need to be focusing on and sort of learning. And one sort of is this bucket of generalizable best practices and knowledge and expertise that relate to open science workflows and the practices and infrastructures that facilitate open science workflows. And yes, that is technological, and it involves, for example, being able to, at the minimum, sort of understand the coding libraries that scientists are using to are transitioning away, for example, away from MATLAB to using Python for their analyses and sharing their data. So being able to sort of understand those sort of technological and open source tools that can facilitate open science and reproducible research is one thing. Data management, data visualization in terms of being able to effectively communicate your science. But I also think, and I sort of spoke to this a moment ago, that there is as we sort of delve deeper and open science becomes the norm, I think there are also sort of domain-specific practices, domain-specific concerns, domain-specific resources that need to be understood in order to fully realize open science in a specific lab or research setting. And this is where at OHSU, for example, I think there's a real potential in libraries in general, a real potential to leverage the domain expertise of liaison librarians and the intimacy that they have with how the sort of educational and research environment of a specific subject or research area. Now, it probably requires answering and asking, or asking and answering new questions about the activities and people and goals and practices within those domains. But it's really just different questions, not necessarily an entirely different model for delving into subject and domain specific knowledge. But I do think sort of that knowledge is essential for really realizing open science practices in the context of a university, for example, in a more than superficial way, and in a way that really becomes the norm and not something sort of I'm continually advocating for, rather I'm implementing it.